my website because I'm just going to refund it to you. I've had a couple of experiences this week, and here's why. Most of you, not all, but 99% of the women who are 53 and older, specifically 53, 55, 57, 59, 61, 64, in those age brackets, have been the most challenging for me to coach because the standards are unrealistically high. I get that you're old school and I get that your mom raised you to only interact with gentlemen, but most of the men who do all of the stuff that you're wanting are dead, or they're not looking for 55 or 57-year-old women. There are some younger men who do that. You don't want an old man because he can't perform in bed. Well, the younger men don't want an older woman because some of you have arthritis, some of you have missing teeth, you have gray hair, you have grandkids. Like, you got to be realistic and balanced in your thinking. So listen, the other thing is these social media dating sites or whatever you call these things, I've seen modernized female whores in those sites, meeting strange men, having sex with them. You don't know them. And I'm talking about women of God. You've got to make some shifts and some changes in how you think and how you process if you want to be married. Now, if you just want to be somebody's jump off and you just want to be somebody's cougar, or somebody's fun girl.
It is her literal job to coach women on how to be good wives. Do you know how much of a headache you have to be for somebody to say, I don't even want to take your money?
Coach that quit due to all of these unrealistic demands that many women have brought to her. And the reason why she quit was because there was no way she could make any of these women happy. Now, mind you, I've said this in the past. There is no way you could demand so many things from a man that you are not even demanding for yourself. You do understand that the reflection of who you are the reflection of who you are is what you are going to attract. You get that, right? No? Let me break it down to you. You should not be asking from any man as a woman all of these things that you don't have yourself, including the job, including the salary, including clothing, designer clothing, including the car that he drives, including the house that he has, where he lives, how he lives. The list goes on. Ladies, please, I am telling you this right off the rip. I know that there are some men out there that all they want to do is be the man with the money. You know why they say this? Because majority of you women, that's all you are looking for is for the man with the money. So that is all they are focused on, is getting to the bag. What happened to relationships where you got with someone because you actually like them for who they are? And yeah, you need that security, no problem. But make sure you're secure yourself. Make sure that you have the house, that you have the car, you have the bank account. So if anything was to ever go left, you can take care of that man. Because it takes two, not just one. It takes two. Really self-reflect and look at all of the reasons why you truly want to be in a relationship today, right now, if that is something that you want to do. That is all I'm saying. So you could demand all of these things from these men, but imagine if these men were demanding all of these things from you. Really think about that and be mature.
Why I'm leaving this side of it, because the expectations are so unrealistic. Because you can't have expectations like that and no preparation. You don't even study men. Like, how do you want a man and you don't study even how to talk to a man? You don't even study, how men process. You don't even study that, like, those.
So much ego and pride. There's nothing. It's just they demand these traditional, like I said, traditional men, but they want to be modern and wonder why they're not attracting certain men. They're barely.
You women don't have any problems expressing yourself when it's something negative to a male. But let a woman come up here and we have to have a real talk moment. All of a sudden, I don't like this show because I feel low. You don't like because your ass don't want to take direct criticism. And you know what? That's why your ass is going to be watching me as long as I do the show. And you ain't going to get a man because you...
Last year and beginning of this year, I stopped matchmaking. And the reason I stopped matchmaking is because I literally was I can't handle female clients. I was a matchmaker that matched females. And I had a few male clients, but predominantly I was matching women. And listen, it was such a valuable lesson for me because what I learned is that the average woman doesn't really want just a good man. She doesn't want a husband. What she's really wanting are these standards or ideas that she has of what a man is supposed to be. But this is nothing what men are. This is not realistic for who men are, how they think, what they value. It's just this preconceived, idea that women have of who men should be. But this is not reality, okay? So literally, the standards here that I see consistently in women that stay single, do not get married, and the difference between women and wives is understanding, one, that men are not women. He's not going to be your best friend like your best girlfriend. You can't talk to him like that. They don't talk like that. They don't talk that much. They're not so sensitive and girly.
Hey, and welcome back once again, everybody, to Cap Social Network, also known as Capri Social Network. So, after showing all the previous clips, this is exactly what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of why dating coaches have just, so to speak, wiped their hands on modern day black women due to the simple fact that most modern day black American women's standards and expectations are so unrealistic. As a matter of fact, a guy could end up meeting a guy that may happen to have himself put together, that may be physically fit, in other words, have a muscular shape, including a six-pack, that works out on the regular, may have perfect teeth, because some women act like they can't have a man unless he may have a perfect set of dentures as well. Could also have a job making around $200,000 or more, and his own place, his own house, which it could be a mansion that may be $500,000 total, and the monthly payments may be upwards to between $8,000 to $10,000 a month. Only to want him, it came time for them to actually arrange to go out on a date. If he were to take her to a restaurant such as, what's a perfect example? Olive Garden, she would look at a restaurant of that nature as low end or low class. Instead, she would prefer to be taken to a restaurant by the likes of Ruby Chris, Paris Steakhouse. I don't know if it's a Paris Steakhouse where you may reside. For the people that may be listening to this video, may follow me on my channel, but I know in my hometown of Birmingham, we have a Paris Steakhouse, which is a very high-end restaurant. Anyway, this woman, on the other hand, could have nothing to offer the guy. She could be a cashier working at either Target or Walmart, making barely $14 an hour, just ringing up items. That's her profession. And not only that, to make matters even worse, or in addition, could have multiple kids by multiple men. All of her kids, as a matter of fact, could happen to be by different guys. And I find that so delusional how women nowadays, modern women, even if they aren't the most successful women or don't have the most successful careers, they could not even have a car, but yet and still may want a guy with a car. May want a guy, and even if the guy may happen to have a car, may want the car to be a high-end car such as a Tesla, or if not that, a Benz or a BMW or Range Rover to name a few, only for her to always have to rely on him to take her places. And don't get me wrong, it's women that usually meet guys to meet their expectations, but very few. And then for the few women that do get a chance to meet a guy that made all of their standards or expectations, chances are most women aren't usually satisfied, are not usually satisfied. And speaking of standards, do you not know, guys, ladies and gentlemen, that there are women doing green screen videos on social media with lists of all of their standards and expectations of a man that they want out of a man, or that a man should require? I am not lying, because I have came across videos of, I guess you could call them shorts, such as on TikTok. By the way, all the previous clips you saw at the very beginning of the video are courtesy of TikTok. I found it even more delusional and ironic how a woman could want a guy to make over 200 grand a year, have a body mass of 29 BMI, have 2 kids by 2 different men, and be overweight, weighing around 290 pounds or more. Yet and still, she wants this fairy tale of a guy, this Prince Charming, I guess you could say, wants a Mr. Perfect. Yet and still, she's overweight. She has multiple kids by multiple men out of wedlock. She has, what else? A job just paying $13 an hour at the minimum, or at tops, and so on and so on. She is the bottom of the barrel kind of woman. Don't get me wrong, there are some women that are very physically attractive that could get a man to meet their standards. And I'm talking about women that may work somewhere, like I just stated, such as the likes of either Target or Walmart, Family Dollar, Dollar General, stores of that nature, just ringing up items. Now it happens, unlike a man, if a man it has a job of that nature, chances are he's ass out, excuse my language, because he has to, for the most part, work his way up the corporate ladder, so to speak, to be able to get a woman to make or to meet every last one of his requirements. And speaking of which, even when us guys have just as high or expectations or requirements as a lot of you females, you like to shame us and like to downplay us. Anyway, I'm not going to keep on dragging this video that much more further. Once again, these clips that I showed at the very beginning of the video are proof of how even dating coaches, female dating coaches, have given up on modern day black women, even older black women. If you take into account the clip of the older black lady who talks about how she has given up helping even middle-aged women as old as 50 plus or 50 years and older. That's a prime example of how it's not just with modern day women, but much more older and mature women as well have just as much of high expectations and requirements as women that are as young as in their 20s. Anyway, and once again, I'm not going to keep on dragging out this video that much more further, but before I end the video, I want you to first and foremost like the video, comment on it, share it so the video could become more viral and my channel could gain more exposure, more traffic as well. And my handle is, if you wanted a shortcut of finding my channel, my handle will be at Capri Social Network 1261. Last but not least, subscribe to the channel. Goodbye, guys.